Hi. Wouldn't you like to know what is going on in your brain when you are handling stress and anxiety and panic and feelings of depression and feelings of overwhelm? Well, once we know a little bit more about our brain, that will give you the strength and the knowledge to understand it so we can actually work on it. So, I'm Rebecca Kahn. I'm a transformational life coach that helps people, teens, young adults release the stress and anxiety and panic. We release it, we understand it, and we release it and allow it to go, which then is opens people up to find confidence and resilience for the rest of their life, regardless of any circumstance they're in. Wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't you like that for your loved ones, especially your younger loved ones? That is like a superpower. So today we're talking. We're in February, and I'm going to extend February another week. So we're talking all about our brain in February, and this is going to be the second to last week of talking about how amazing our brain is and what actually happens when we make decisions, when we are overcome with emotion. Sometimes, what exactly is going on when you don't get what you want? Okay, so my ship, this is a drawing of a ship. Can you tell? This is the Love Boat. So this is a big cruise ship, right? And up here is the captain. And you know that the captain does not steer the ship, right? The captain on a huge ship like that, he's got lots of people working for him. He's got crewmen who are in charge of the weather, crewmen who are in charge of the energy that's needed, crewmen that are in charge of looking out for the Loch Ness monster, and running into things in the ocean. Crewmen that are in charge of all the crew food, crewmen who are in charge of the guest food, crewmen who are in charge of the entertainers' food. We've got the entertainers, we've got the cleaning people, we've got all kinds of things going on the ship, and the captain's not involved in all of that, right? But he does oversee all of it. So that's kind of like our brain, okay? Our brain has a conscious mind that is overseeing everything, and it's in charge of kind of catching us when something doesn't quite go. It's also in charge of kind of setting our sights and goal setting and thinking of what we want. So it's in charge of logic, it's in charge of analysis, it's in charge of reason, and it is in charge of decision making. So all of that are very high functioning areas, and that's what makes us humans human, right? It's what gives us our language skills. It's what's allows us to think that tomorrow, some high level thinking. But what is really running the show is this unconscious mind, all of this crew members down here. And all of these crew members down here, that's your unconscious mind. And they are in charge of the number one thing that those crew members are in charge of is to preserve your body. So think about it. If they weren't around, your heart wouldn't be beating, your eyes wouldn't be blinking, your blood wouldn't be going, your lungs wouldn't know how to breathe. We would have to think of all that stuff all the time. So the amazing body, there's so many systems in the bodies that are just automatic, and thank goodness we don't have to think about that. Thank goodness we don't have to tell our liver to detox what we just ate or what we just breathed in, right? It's so amazing. So it's the number one thing is to keep us safe and to keep us living. It also is very much in charge of following orders. It doesn't make up it's like a child with, I always say it's like a 3-year-old with scissors. You really have to be very specific in telling it what you want. And it's very eager to help you, but you have to tell it exactly what you want. Which is when I talk with my clients, they get a lot more information. They start noticing what's going on with their little 3-year-old in there. It also stores memories. And you know what? Not only does it store memories, but it stores them in a timeline. It actually can think about how how to store those. And then it also can repress memories if they're too hurtful. So, but the problem with those unresolved memories, those really hurtful memories, they come up when we least expect them. So, a lot of times we need to understand those and find out what those are so we can address them and move through them. Um, it's very into symbols. So just like a 3-year-old, it's not really communicating very logically. It doesn't know how to use its words very well. So we communicate to that part of our brain through pictures and sounds and feelings. So it's very representational. It's very metaphorical. It's very kind of fun to get in there and talk to your unconscious. That's just how, I'm not making this stuff up. Although when I do work with clients, we do sometimes make things up. We use our imagination. It's pretty incredible. It also is in charge of getting the most efficient way of getting something done. Think of how fast you react to something. Think of when you were driving your car and how you just don't even think about it. You just take your keys, get in the car, start it up, back up, look at the mirror, but remember when you were first learning about driving your car and you had so many different steps and you were so much in your logical mind, like, oh, okay, so no, press the brake and then put it in reverse, and oh my gosh, look at all the mirrors and turn yourself around and check it out, and oh my gosh, how fast do I go? What's the pressure on the brake? What's the pressure on the accelerator? Lots and lots of information went into that, making it very easy to take the path of least resistance and to make it very efficient. So what happens when we get involved in a lot of habits, it's taking the path of least resistance. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Our unconscious is very highly moral. It learns that from when we were children, and it learned that from when we were very young and from when we were imprinting our beliefs. So if we ask it to do something that doesn't agree with our morals, it of course is going to back up. It's going to say, no, I don't believe in that. So, and then also the fun thing about our unconscious mind is that it doesn't process negatives. So let me just ask you, do not think of a purple bear. So what did you have to think of to not think of a purple bear? You had to think of a purple bear first, right? So a lot of times when you say that you don't want something, your mind will listen to that as oh, she must really want this because she's saying it. So it cannot process that don't. So a really good example of this is if you have children or if you have a younger sibling or something, if you say don't spill the milk, don't leave the toothbrush on, don't leave the toothpaste open, well, their brains will automatically say spill the milk. They have to go through spill the milk first, leave the toothbrush or leave the toothpaste open before they can process don't do that. So like a better idea on that might be careful with your milk. Close the cap of the toothpaste, right? In a very positive way. So I wanted to get this to you so you can understand that we are really operating two different brains. And this particular line here, that's called the critical factor. And that kind of allows the conscious mind to feel like it's in control and not allow us to kind of talk to that unconscious mind. So very interesting. Let me know if you have any questions. Next week, I'm going to talk about emotions. And it's really critical that you know all about emotions. And, emotional intelligence is so critical in quality of life, in relationships, in work satisfaction, pretty much all over. And I like to think about that as just emotional health, emotional knowledge, just knowing how you handle emotions and how humans handle emotion will help you get a handle on your emotions. Okay? So please comment down below. What do you think of this? Do you have some good examples of any of this? And share it with people. Hey guys, it's our brain. We need to know as much about it as we can. It's ours to use, and it is the best supercomputer ever. So if you're not getting what you want, let's figure out what's blocking you and let's release it and let's get what you want. All right. Okay, Rebecca Kahn, Transformational Life Coach. Bye.